that we can start the session. Yeah, Divya, you can go ahead.
Friends, I'll tell you how to sit into meditation. First, clasp your hands, cross your legs, remove your glasses, close your eyes, and just observe your breath. Do not chant any mantras. And we'll be playing a beautiful music in the background. Do not open your eyes until I say okay. And today is full moon day. Let's make use of this opportunity. Place your hands on your eyes. Slowly open your eyes. Hello, Masters. Welcome to Yuva Shakti Daily Meditation. Today we are doing the Weekend Swadhyaya. It's a sequel of yesterday's session. We have Ankit with us to share the insights of You Forever book by Lobsan Rampa. Ankit, we learned about etheric body yesterday. Like etheric body is where when there is a depletion of energy, we see the impacts on the physical body as diseases. Then the next point was to never skip lessons and to go with the flow in guidance of guru and meditation. And you talked about aura, which is the electromagnetic field on all the fields and on all the elements, basically, and how to develop strong aura and how thoughts and food habits impact our aura. So we would like to hear more from you. Welcome, Ankit. Ankit, you're on mute.
Yeah. Thank you for the wonderful introduction about the topic in yesterday's class. Hope everyone is learning and gaining as much as possible from the book You Forever from Lobsam Rampa. So today we'll keep session little interactive, as the more we each can share from our own lives, more each one of us will be benefited by it. And for today's session, let's continue from where we left on yesterday's session. That was astral travel. So what is astral travel, and how do we experience this travel, and how this travel is different from the travel that we usually do? So let's go about it. uh, Astral travel is the experience that we have of a different reality that is on a different plane called astral plane. Normally we have this travel in our sleeps, where we meet our friends or our guides, or we see that we are in a different situation which is not, which is linked to us but not in this physical world. So that is what is astral travel. So before going ahead with this topic, I would like everyone, if anyone have experienced astral travel, or they have any experience about astral travel, so that I could also know that how much of you guys know about astral travel. So anyone can come forward and share their experience. There are many participants today. Okay, then I can go ahead with the topic. So, how can we do astral travel? So, the starting point of learning to do astral travel is first to have awareness that we are living this physical world and we are in this body. The more and more we start to have awareness of this physical life, more will start on our journey towards that astral plane. Otherwise, we might be traveling to those astral plane, but we won't be conscious, or there will be many mind activities around it. So before going into learning this topic, it's very important that we silence ourselves into this physical world. We complete all our works, all our physical works, all our needs has to be satisfied. So everywhere when we are zero, then the possibilities of other realms starts opening to us. So it's very important that we finish all our physical works and be aware in all those works. So there should not be any activity or mental activity going on before and after work. So we should be 100% present in every work that we are doing, and we should move on with the next work. And if we know examples of Mahabharata and Ramayana, how those big literature has come down. So it's not that easy for someone to create these big literature work or any big work. So a lot of research goes into it. So one more tool to enhance your astral travel experiences is to do research, do deep research. You can ask from the starting. You can ask from simple questions that who am I, why am I here, and why all this, and who is this god. Anyone can have their own queries and questions, so look into those. Like I said, it's very important to finish your prior work before, otherwise everything will hamper this research. And daily find some time for half an hour to start with, or 10-15 minutes to start with, to do these research. A lot of books will also help you in these researches. And slowly, when your research will move on to next stages, you'll see that you will be able to do conscious astral travel more and more often. And the deeper your urge, or deeper your uh, the Hindi word is Shraddha, towards attaining this siddhi, or attaining this, or mastering this quality, the more you'll be able to do these things. One more tool is to do practice silence every day. It's very important because what silence does is keep space for your mind to, and your soul, for the things that we are not aware of in this moment, or because we are in a continuous process of uh, daily waking up, doing our work, or we are so much occupied with the current objectives that we have. So we need to put some time where we are just doing nothing, not even speaking, not even using our mobiles, not doing anything. Start with half an hour where you're doing minimal energy exchange with anything, not even doing your mental cleaning, nothing at all. So what this does is it makes your mind power and your soul's power to a different level. Your energy will be shifting to a different level, and you will be able to do your physical things very easily after that. So knowing what to do and achieving will be so easier. So this will give space for doing more astral work and attaining those silent moments very easily. Read more and more books on astral travel. One more book by the same author, Lobsang Rampa, is Three Lives. It's a beautiful book where three personalities of three different agenda they are discussing on astral plane, and the whole book has been narrated in a way that we won't be thinking that, oh, this is a different scenario, or they are talking about something that we don't know. It's very, in a normal language, he has described three people of different, like one of them is religious, one of them is totally into spiritual thing, one of them is not, like a politician, not on this plane, or not on the other. So how their mind and their beliefs take action, and how astral planes, in astral plane, they meet their own beliefs, or they're stuck with their own beliefs. Similarly, in our lives also, whatever lessons that we are currently living and passing, based on that we'll have astral experiences. So imagine that I have to have more patience with my with my colleagues in office, or I have to learn to be not to be angry, or not to hurt someone. Like if I'm learning those lessons, so similarly those before me executing those lessons here, I'll be learning on astral planes about all this. So I'll be meeting all those people beforehand, and whatever things that are going to come to me, those things happen on the astral plane first. So knowing this astral travel makes us more, again, it's like whatever we learn down, we go back and execute up, and whatever we keep on learning on the higher levels, we take back the knowledge and execute here. So likewise, we keep on learning more and more things on a higher planes. One more example he gives, like some of the time we see that we are naked on the astral plane, we are not wearing any clothes, and things like that, which we not able to understand why it is happening. So it is because on the astral plane there is no such thing mm, like clothes, and we can wear, with just thinking we can achieve anything there. And most of the time when we are on this physical plane, we tend to forget when is the moment has started that we are doing those astral travels. So we forget to wear clothes in that time. So these are many of them in the book. They have shared experiences with Rampa that they are feeling like this. So it is completely normal. So more and more experience you will have for astral travel, more you will be able to know that it is like physical journey only, but there are things, and execution are much faster. So that's about it. And if I talk about on the perspective of soul's journey, so, like we have come here on the physical level to learn certain lessons and complete our journey here, do all the lessons and pass the exams here. Similarly, after going here to on the astral worlds, we have to complete lessons there as well, and so on the causal and further planes. So, like I said, this is also a topic on its own. So being on this physical plane only, we can also complete the study of hair and the study of astral plane as well. So once we go on a higher path of spiritual evolution, we can take all these steps as well. And the more we start experiencing all these qualities of seeing aura, seeing etheric body, uh, a lot of our more psychic capabilities also start to unveil and reveal. Like we start to have third eye visions, where we tend to meet masters, and we see things that are not in this physical world, or we start to see realities of other people. If someone comes before us, we might know a lot of things about them. So this is the quality of third eye, and this is the quality of clairvoyant people. So this is possible with uh, some of the people. They have this by birth, and some can naturally get it. Women are tend to be clairvoyant more than men, and these qualities can also be developed with practice, like any other quality. This is also a muscle of our soul, which can also be built more and more. So a clairvoyant person basically can he has capability to see visually the reality that a normal person cannot be able to receive. It is on a similar way that like earlier I gave examples of radio waves, like a mind can get radio waves and signals. Similarly, he can see visually. And it is said that the whenever we are in a practice of becoming a clairvoyant, we should remember that it should be always for the help of it should be always in terms of service, that we are going to help someone in some way. And nobody can really know more about us or read our thoughts or do anything without our own uh, without our own rights. So we have to either we have to give someone that right, or that person should ask before knowing anything about us. And we should not do it for the sake of showing off, or for the sake of any money exchange of sort, because otherwise these qualities will slowly get uh, degraded on its own, because it these qualities are based on the purity of the soul and only for service and enhancement of uh, spiritual growth. These are qualities of the soul on a natural way only, but as we are more gone down, as we know the history of uh, how the souls have come and how we only have degraded our own qualities. So these are natural qualities of our soul, and through meditation and practice, we can get it back naturally. So, yes, another quality of our soul is telepathy. So, you must have heard or have seen these in a lot of movies, in super action movies like X-Men and other Marvel movies, where people are able to connect and know thoughts of other person, and they don't really have to speak, but through minds only they are able to communicate. So yes, this is very much possible, and this can also be developed with practice as clairvoyance. So if two person or two friends wants to telepathically connect, they can sit and decide a time, and like a normal WhatsApp messages that we send in these days, we can start sending messages just by trial, and see that the other person is able to receive those, as you said. And with time and with practice, this is very much possible that the other person will start getting all these thoughts. Also, all these qualities are naturally developed when we are working for a spiritual cause, and we are working in a team with the same goal. If all of them are working in a same goal, it is natural that their minds will be naturally aligned, and it and the more they are aligned towards their goal, all these qualities will be naturally developed in them. So this is also a way to develop telepathy. He emphasizes a lot in this book about unwanted thinking. This usually comes with not having enough knowledge about us and the way the universe functions. And what this unwanted thinking does is it keeps a mental block for us towards getting anything in our life. For example, if someone is not interested in doing certain job which he's required to do. Imagine if he's in a job where a certain task is given to him, and he has to complete that task to go to the next level, but he's not willing to do it, or there is some uh, lack of interest in that. So he'll start having a different thinking about that thing, that this is not right, why the boss is giving me this is not how my life is planned, and this and that. He'll keep on having this unwanted thinking and prolonging that which he has to do. So more and more he'll have this thinking, more life will give him situation to balance this execution that he has to do. So somewhere he'll start having he'll start collecting some diseases, or somewhere the life will make him in a way that the boss will come, and he will give him more and more and of those work which he is not liking. So this way people do unwanted thinking, and get attract more unwanted things in their life which is not required. So it is very important to have limited thinking, and not do too much and not do too less. Whatever is required, do that much and move ahead with life. And this will help in all the practices that he is talking in this book. And uh, he gives one more example of, before going into more deeper level of understanding this psychic activity, that uh, once we are into this thinking and trying to understand and solve a situation, we go into our subconscious mind, and we try to solve from there. So in those ways it's very helpful. But one has to attain that state of trance before getting into that state and solving their own problem, rather than just doing unwanted thinking. So this is also a major difference, where a things can be really solved, and or a thing can be really go on a different direction. So here he talks about the topic of hypnosis, uh, which we have heard and seen in this world, where a person in front of him and in front of other person, he brings some crystal or some device and start talking to the other person that you're sleeping, you're going to sleep, you are tired, and he'll keep on repeating some lines, and slowly the other person will start reacting to his words, or even acting as he wants. So what is hypnosis, and how hypnosis really helps us, and what is all about it? So hypnosis is a process where we, uh, by a process of thinking, we focus on our mind on a singular thought, and through that one thought, we tap into that person's subconscious mind, and through subconscious mind, we the other person can make the person who is into hypnosis to do certain things. But this can also be used to solve and change our life patterns which we don't want, and hence we can change the reality. So it is not needed for someone else to do some hypnosis for us. We can also be, yeah, we are also able to do this hypnosis on our own through meditation. And uh, what and how one can do is by normally just sitting down and start questioning on the things that he has not been able to solve in his life, or something that is really bothering that person. So all the situations that one is attracting in their life is uh, because of some root cause or some learning that he has only chosen to solve in this particular life. So by slowly telling our mind that you're sleeping, that I'm getting rest, I'm sleeping, and slowly going, we have to tell our mind everything that we want, and slowly going into your subconscious mind. You have to say that you're going to subconscious mind. You're going more deeper to yourself. You're asking you wanting to know root cause of certain things, why certain things are happening, and slowly your subconscious mind will start revealing all the realities or all the truth about any situation. So most of the time, it's us only holding ourselves back for certain experience to happen, or maybe we want to know more about any situation. I would share one of my experience where I was I attended a class on fear and how fear affects our what is fear and how a fearful person acts, and how why do we have fear in our lives. There I understood that there are some fears in me also, where through those fears I'm not able to manifest certain realities in my life, or not able to experience certain realities in my life. So and I knew that I'm not that person, but somewhere I'm not able to understand why all this happening and why I'm not able to do certain things. So after that class, I went home and I did a lot of meditation. And through a friend of mine with whom I used to do a lot of book reading sessions and sharing, and he was a clairvoyant person. So he connected to Master Buddha, and he shared a lot of my past lives uh, where I got all the answers of why I was not able to express in a certain way, or not able to get answers in certain way. So I was getting bringing all those emotions of those life into this life, and trying to solve my life or those emotions, which was not required for this life, as those were the lessons of those lives. So I have to move on with those emotions. For example, in one of my lives, like I was a king and I had uh, a big kingdom of flourish, where everything was flourishing, and I was poisoned in the end by the different dynasty, uh, and they took over and burned everything that I had created with so much of love. So I took the emotion of loss in my life, and felt that I'll also be losing everything in this life. So so that didn't let me experience more and more. So in the fear that I might lose, or I wasn't experiencing more in my life, or I wasn't able to get more ahead in my life. So I understood that that thing is that losing our physical reality is a lesson of that life, and we don't have to be attached. It's just a lesson, and we have to experience everything, and everything is for us. So similarly, I saw two, three more past lives, and I understood that I don't have to carry all those emotions from in this life. So this is how hypnosis can really help us, and a lot of blocks and fears that stop us from experiencing anything can be solved through hypnosis. He also shares that one more example of how TV ads really try to hypnotize us, and uh, want our mind to go to the stores and just grasp all those items and buy all those items by repeating time to time that this is so good, this is the best thing, this is what you should buy, this is what you should have in your life. So this is how they have been manipulating our minds. But if one is doing meditation, if one is doing self hypnosis, he'll be easily out of all this mind manipulation, and he won't be into this game of manipulation. So it will be very easy for him to really identify what he really wants and how the world is acting around him. So this really solves his life. And yeah, so that's about it. That's the most I could get for this class from Lobsam Rampa.
That was wonderful, Ankit. We had a lot of points to cover today. You spoke about astral traveling, astral planes, fear, hypnosis, telepathy,
Yeah,
third eye, um, then how well we can solve our problems in the astral plane. When we have sufficient energy, it gets manifested on the physical plane as well. And
yes,
how our psychic abilities can be developed and not to misuse it, because it's basically about purity of the soul.
yeah,
That was wonderful takeaway for the day.
yeah.
Can you tell us more about third eye?
Yes. So third eye is also a muscle of our soul only, and more knowledge and experience that we gather, more our third eye will also be opening. It's basically our wisdom eye. The more wisdom we have about the reality, about truth, more spiritual truth, more spiritual wisdom we have by reading more and more books. So this third eye will naturally be open, and it's not like everyone will start seeing when the psychic centers gets open. It's different for every person based on their soul work. Like for me, I get more of feelings, so I'm clear sentient. I get visions, but those are limited. Rarely I get them, or when it's very important I get them. But I can sense energies. So but a lot of people, they just sit and they see a lot of visions and they start talking, and it's very easy for them to uh, translate their vision, whatever they saw. So it's their capability. So soul to soul wise, they have unique capabilities of third eye. But once we are into that mode of service, so uh, it is very easy to get and surpass these third eye experiences also. So we can go to the fourth eye, where we are only dedicated towards service. So there's one more book about third eye of the same master, Lobsam Rampa. One can go through that as well, where he speaks about how he gets that third eye, where a physical, this pineal gland is removed from his uh, this space, and a physical different gland has been put. So this is also a seat of called pineal gland, which has got impurified through our intake of negative thoughts and food as well. And the more we are surrendered towards our soul purpose and more we do meditation, this gets purified naturally. And yeah, so this is how one can attain a third eye. Lot of meditation can really, with few sittings, one can open the third eye. Yeah.
We have a question from Priya ma'am about your telepathy experience. She wants to know about your telepathy experiences.
uh, Telepathy. Yes, a lot of times when we get a lot of understanding about certain things, so we see that a lot of people are will be asking help from us. They won't be directly asking, but their souls will start getting connected to you. So a lot of times I have heard cry, or I've heard friends calling my name that Ankit, please come, and I want your help. So I've heard all these sounds. I've heard my partners, or if I'm not around her or I'm somewhere else and she is asking for me. So I get naturally their voices, and whatever they are asking, I can hear all those voices. So yeah, when we are in that, you can say the energy of love or energy of really helping others, we and if their soul really trust us, this is very natural that their minds will be connected, or their soul will start talking to each other. This is also very natural in mothers and their kids, where mother is very much connected to their kids, and she can naturally get all these messages that the kid is wanting to tell. Yeah, these are some of the experiences I can recollect right now.
We have another question from Priya ma'am. Can we know about purpose of life with third eye?
Purpose of life through third eye. I think third eye, the experience of third eye itself will thrill you with having more experiences in life, but not just third eye, but third eye is just a tool to see things or to get things. Uh, it's like any other tool that solves your life, or that is meant to extend your soul's work. But the things are beyond your beyond third eye, your soul and your soul work. One should be focusing more on that. So this third eye and all these qualities, uh, you will be beyond all this. Yes, one can know their purpose by meditation itself, and by doing a lot of uh, inner talking, as I said, this subconscious talking, and knowing more and more about themselves. So yeah, so third eye is just a tool, but one can know their purpose through meditation.
Wonderful explained, Ankit.
Yeah.
We have a question from Sonia. Sonia ma'am, you can unmute and interact with Ankit. Okay. Anyone who has questions, you still have a open. We have an open platform. You can unmute yourself and ask questions.
Yeah, hi Ankit. Yeah, this is Ranjit Ankit.
Hello,
So you
Ranjit.
were just talking about the third eye. Yeah, hi Ankit. So
Yes.
you were talking about third eye, and where you mentioned that like it's a kind of tool, and at the same time you mentioned so basically uh, when you're attracted to food and other things, they say like the more you wait for that, the more you are from all those things, you'll be more near to third eye, like you said.
Sorry, your voice is not clear. I was unable to understand the question.
Okay, is it breaking?
Ranjit, your
Hello,
voice is breaking. You can drop it in the chat. I'll read it out for you. Meanwhile, Ankit, I want to know the difference between dream and astral traveling. How do we differentiate?
Uh, Moreover, there is not much difference between dream and astral travel, but there is conscious astral travel, and there is dreaming, that we sleep, where we are not conscious and we are just living that dream. So there is not much difference between them, but the adventure and uh, real knowledge is to consciously live there and know why each and everything is happening. So whatever is happening and whatever experience that we have in this physical life, it is not mere of like anything कि अब कुछ भी हो रहा है. Everything has meaning, a very deep meaning towards your purpose or towards your soul work. So we have to understand each and every bit of why everything is happening here. Like I said, the more we are will be aware of this reality, so we will be understanding why we are meeting that person, why this is happening, and why I'm having certain experiences there. So it's more of conscious astral travel. Otherwise, there's not much difference between them.
During astral traveling, can we travel to the past, future? How does it work?
Past and future, yes. Basically, if you like I said, if you do research and ask more and more questions, so what will happen that there are akashic records where everything is recorded, your past, your lives, whatever you thought or whatever other person has thought, or the history of earth, everything is recorded there. So you can tap into those astral those akashic records, and you can know everything about yourself, why certain things have happened or certain lives you have taken. You can also get your soul purpose or anything. Also, he shares in this book that in the astral plane there is no such thing as language. So you can go there and read book on any language, because soul knows much more than that. Your higher self is beyond the knowledge of this physical world. So we can have any knowledge there, or we can get any answer of our lives.
Nandini ma'am, you can unmute and ask your question.
Hello. So I want to ask this question that we sometimes meet, sometimes we meet newer faces in astral traveling, and sometimes we meet some known faces, some known beings which that we interact with in our physical life as well. So does that always, means that the person we are meeting in our astral is the same person that we know as in our physical lives, or is it that they can shift their personalities or physical bodies, astral bodies, in the face of other beings? So this is something I want to have clarity.
Yes, yeah, it happens a lot of time that beings or some negative beings, they take on shapes of the people that we emotionally attached with, because they know that they can trigger our actions through our emotional attachments. So these play happen certain times. So, but we have to be very aware, and we can call off our soul guides in those times when we are not sure of the person we are meeting is real or not. And in a moment, the reality will be shown to you. So in the plane, or in the spirit plane, or in the higher plane, no negative entity can uh, take charge of you, or your life. So you can directly ask them through question, who are you, and show your reality, and things will be solved at that moment only.
Okay, but how to be aware and how to be very so like in astral traveling, how to be very conscious about these things? How can we be more aware? Like, of course, by meditating, but is there any other way to be, aware about at that level that nobody can, so that we can make the difference that this person is not that person? Or
uh,
maybe sometimes some our spiritual guides in fact can shape shift in the form of our known beings to so that we listen to them and we understand the guidance they're trying to show us, because these questions are coming out of my own experience, and I want to have
yes,
much clarity.
yes, I got your question. So Yes, we can be more aware and directly encounter all these situations through our sankalpa. So we should, before sleeping, we can have this sankalp that everything or every experience that I am having should be aligned to my soul purpose, and everything uh, one can do is send all these questions or all these queries to Patri sir also, that Patri sir, please guide me in this situation. I'm not able to apprehend this situation. So similarly, if you know any guide or any mentor, you can call upon them, and in that moment, everything will be solved for you. Because all, as I know, all the masters above are just waiting for our call to help them. Because without we asking them, no one will give. So we have to keep on asking. Yeah, that is the way.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you for your wisdom.
you're welcome.
Oh, like how do spiritual guides accompany us during the astral travel, Ankit?
I'm not sure they accompany us there, but what I know that they are always with us. Soul guides. There are two ways we are helped in this physical life. One is from the Prakriti, and one is from the soul side. So Prakriti, we have angels, and they all help us in our physical needs, like in terms of money or in terms of any physical needs, not spiritual. And we have soul guides. Two is minimum, and the maximum can be any number. They help us in our soul's journey, being in this physical life. So they are always with us, and whenever they are called, they are in contract with us that they have to help us in our physical lives. So they are always there. And with time, as we are trying to learn more and more knowledge, and if we take up more, want to learn from more masters, we can actually meet them and get knowledge from them. So they can also become our soul guides. Yeah. And if we, as everything is based on our soul work, so more we are aligned towards soul work, so we will be assisted. And if we are uh, of that level that we are able to communicate, so as long as the work is there, those guides will be with us for the work to happen. As simple as that, we meet a friend for a certain task, and after that we never see that person, as long as that person is, the purpose is solved. Yeah.
So, Ankit, you're artist by profession. Was there any visions which was brought down as an art? Do you have such experience?
uh, Vision as such. uh, as I'm in this profession, so every time I have to create anything, it's always with the vision. And I see a lot of visions. It is natural for any work to happen. I see a lot of visions. Recently, I was drawing more and more of Ganesha, and how I was part of a team where we were making books. So he was there, and he was guiding everyone how the books and how books are written, and like he is the master of writing and knowledge. So yeah, whenever we do some spiritual works, we get all those visions. So most of the time, my visual diary is always open for any, whenever I'm working. Also, if I'm planning to do certain things and I sit in meditation, I see that these are the possibilities through visions. That these things can happen. Yeah, that is natural natural for me. Most of the times I do things like
One quick question, Ankit. The Priya ma'am wants to know how to get connected to angels.
that. Once you are, it's like a play. More and more you do meditate, and more you are into this Sajjan Sangatya. Start being connected to a group of meditators who are aligned to this, and you'll start naturally getting connected and getting answers from angels. They'll help you in very small things. So whenever you miss something, like sometimes I'm not able to find a certain pencil that I have kept somewhere, or very small things. Do these experiments, then ask them that you want those things to be, you want to find them. Or very small example where I never used to get parking spaces, so I used to ask my angels to give that parking space. I used to get all those parking spaces. So they will help, they are bound to help you in this physical life as long as you are in a spiritual path. You can start sensing them through by synchronicity. You'll start seeing number 111, 222, or certain pattern will start repeating through your eyes, uh, through a TV channel or behind the car. So these are the signals that they are communicating with you, and masters are around you. So do more and more of sadhana. We find a guide or mentor through which you can enhance your sadhana and get more and more clarity. So you will get help from angel world very easily. There's a book by Doran Virtue, Healing with Angel. That is the book I read first, and I got a lot of experiences with helping with angels. I used to live alone in Delhi, and very easily I could manage everything through meditation by help of angels. I used to live happily there, and everything used to happen for me. Yeah.
When will we get third eye experience? If we are new to meditation, like how long does it take?
For me, it took some weeks only, and I knew that I have been doing a lot of meditation in my past lives as well, because all these concepts and all this philosophy was very easy for me. So it depends on soul to soul, how much does that take. But don't really wait for it. Just sit in meditation and complete your meditation. See that your meditation is working in a day, and your soul will tell you that okay, the meditation of the day is over, or the work of the day is over. So do more of sadhana and reading right books. You will start having all those experiences naturally. Yeah.
It's really great. You have answered so many questions today, and still questions are flowing.
Yeah.
It was very nice hearing you today, and we got a lot of takeaways, and we would like to have more sessions with you like this.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much for giving your time,
Yeah.
your precious time for the session. So, viewers, thanks for joining. Let's all meet again tomorrow at same time with talent sharing tomorrow. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.